Thank you, Matt. Thanks, everybody. It is a new day in Pennsylvania, and after being here for 4 years and hearing Governor Rendell talk about new programs, today would be a day that we would typically hear about all sorts of new programs that he would announce, and of course, new tax initiatives. If we don't have enough money, we've got to take one more buck off of the working person and the businesses in this state. And we have a much different tone today. It was certainly refreshing to hear about 4 core principles in Governor Corbett's speech: fiscal discipline, limited government, free enterprise, and reform. Now that shouldn't be any surprise to anyone that we are talking about these things at our state capitol, but it is. It's the unfortunate reality that it is. This is a first for a long time, and we're recognizing that these are the parameters of what our state government should be doing. I thought the governor did a good job today of outlining a lot of things. He certainly talked about education. That was his priority, I think, in his speech. He spent the most time on that. And certainly we see schools funding in this state rise to incredible levels that we've never seen before. In the last 8 years, they've gotten untold increases, about 3 times the rate of inflation in Pennsylvania, from the state government. At the same time, they've raised taxes back home, and they've gotten tremendous increases from the federal government. We can't sustain that kind of growth. And we have children statewide, not district by district, but statewide, we have children that aren't performing well. We don't rank well in SAT scores. We don't do well in national comparisons. So we've got to do a better job. We've got to find ways to do a better job. One of the ways that we're working on in the Senate is Senate Bill 1, allowing portions of kids in low-income families to make decisions to go other places. That's one small step that we can provide in Harrisburg, and we need to get that done and then work on some others. We also need to provide some mandate relief for all local governments as well as school districts. And we're going to work on those issues as well this year too, because there's only so much we can do with money. What the other thing we can do in Pennsylvania from Harrisburg is release the shackles on the local governments and the school districts so that they can operate more effectively and efficiently back home. He also took on today the tribal lawyers, the tort reform. That's another thing that's hamstringing our business growth in this state. He talked about taxes. And certainly we know that we have the highest pure income tax rate, corporate income tax rate in the country. And we've got to do a better job of addressing the restraints on growth, business growth in Pennsylvania. We've done a very good job of driving out the last business in this state. And we've got to turn that attitude around that we have in Pennsylvania, that we're going to take one more shot at somebody that's trying to operate a business in Pennsylvania. He talked about the WAMs, which we haven't had for a while technically, but now we're going to make sure that they're totally flushed out of the system. And he talked about selling liquor stores in Pennsylvania. And just in general with that, looking at things that, as he's starting a task force to look at ways that government is being used today in ways that it shouldn't. That we're operating in the private sector, we're taking jobs away from private sector people in this state and doing them ourselves, and we're doing them less efficiently, and we're spending tax money to do it, and we've got to get away from that model. So that look at that whole concept of where we are in the state with the liquor stores and who knows what else that we're involved in that'll come under the auspices of this task force. So I was pleased with the overall tenor of the speech. It is a new day. I think we have good times ahead for Pennsylvania if we make the difficult decisions and the adjustments we need to make right now. And now is the time for those adjustments. It's not going to be pleasant for the short term, but it will be good medicine for us in Pennsylvania as we move into a brighter future. Working on this initiative on